We are here in my beautiful work. This is the best work environment. It's nice and clean. Today we're gonna do something to make the car even louder. We're doing the 6-element catted downpipe. Right now they only sell catted downpipes, and they probably only ever will. At this point, we got it right here. We're gonna kind of do like a DIY thing, but we're gonna also kind of learning on the way too. I haven't looked up anything before, so bear with us, but yeah, hopefully it'll be instructional. Obviously it's taken out of the box, but you get a nice set of brand new hardware. Looks like there's four nuts for the turbo studs, and then there's probably, looks like 2 bolts for the 2-bolt flange outlet. And I've taken it out once. First impressions though is, obviously build quality is pretty amazing. That is not something that 6th ever lacks. Sweet. All right, so yeah, let's see what we got here. It's interesting. I've never heard of this cat company, but yeah, also really interesting too. They got like a cast bell housing. That's kind of interesting. Cool. Yeah, it's fully cast. Basically, save tune or no tune. You shouldn't get a check engine light, which is pretty nice. They do have a built-in spacer. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I don't know. First impressions, the welds are pretty nice. Yeah, they're actually really nice. Honestly, they're actually pretty solid. Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty nice looking piece. Good flex section. Most have that, which is good. You need that. But yeah, I think the really cool thing, I guess unique thing about this one, is within the cast housing, it has all the mounting bosses for the OE heat shield. So, I mean, we'll see when it's done. But basically, it is indistinguishable from the OE downpipe unless you know what you're looking for from the top of the car, obviously. So that's one really cool, nice thing I want to do. I want to be able to keep the OE heat shield just for that, I guess a little bit of stealth factor. Yeah, I guess let's get to it. Looks like we're definitely going to want to remove this skid plate here. They'll probably want to completely remove the midsection too. But yeah, so this plate looks like 3 10mm bolts. So let's zip those off really quick. Yep. I'm gonna zip these 2 guys off. It looks like it's 19mm on the 2-bolt flange for the OE mid pipe.
Oh, you can mention the side skirts while it's coming down.
Oh, yeah. So I guess one thing you guys can probably see, it's really dirty right now, but we got the side skirts wrapped. Not the side skirts, but all the red accents we got wrapped.
Yeah.
So, and just like a satin black.
Front here.
Yeah. I still want to, they outlined this for me. I didn't really want that. Kind of told them not to do that, and they just did it. But anyways, that's a small thing. But I think in black it looks a lot better.
It looks better for sure.
Yeah, we haven't had the new wheels, but I think with the new wheels, it's gonna look good. It'll look much better. And again, it looks like you're just getting passed by like a normal Elantra on track, which is really funny. That should never happen. Probably gonna take the negative battery terminal off, and then looks like we'll do the 2 O2 sensor connectors, which is like they're here and here. So probably a flat head will work. But let's take the OE battery off first. Okay, and then let's do these 2. We can probably do it by hand. They're nice new connectors. 1, 2. One thing I see really quick here is we probably will need a legitimate O2 sensor socket, given that, it's got the housing. So let me go track that down before we get too far. So next one probably is heat shield. So start taking that stuff off. Looks like they're all 10mm bolts. Looks like this front one maybe has 1 or 2. Let's see this guy. Let's take this wire harness bracket off, give this some space. Yeah, it looks like the heat shield's completely loose. So, all right, so next step is gonna be the O2 sensor socket, or the O2 sensor, which you will need a socket for. It actually took us a little bit to find this one. So anyways, it has this cover, kind of a protective cover around it. I assume for heat rejection. But anyways, so that'll be the next thing to take off. Let's see if we can do it here. Damn. Or wait.
Yeah, wait. Oh,
Oh,
you're turning it. Nice.
I think.
It's loose.
Just like stuck on there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a little nerve-wracking.
That's
There we go.
Not great.
Yeah, that's a really dumb design. Does this come off?
Doesn't really look like it. But all right, so now we can remove this heat shield, which gives us access, it looks like, to all those mounting bolts. Okay, next step is the actual downpipe studs itself. Let me get the right amount off. All right. Oh, that was easy.
Wow. Okay.
So, I guess it's worth talking about this. There is a fear, and it's probably a justified fear, that the studs break. So, like literally actually break. We just did our first one, seemed pretty easy. We'll do the other ones, but it's a possibility. If it breaks in there, you're probably gonna have to drill it out, which is gonna be a huge pain in the ass. So, I don't know, just proceed with caution. For us, we did soak it in WD-40, and then we obviously went out and drove it, so we heat cycled it. So, first one was really easy. Let's try the second one and see if we keep getting lucky. All right, number 2 seems decent. There's one.
Cool.
Okay, part 1.
All right, boys. We've been doing this for, I think, like 3 hours.
3 hours.
A lot of, yeah, we have a lot of scrapes. A lot of stuff has come off. We'll explain in a second. We're gonna watch this. All right. All right. All right. Maybe this was a premature filming decision.
All right, so just to have it on video. So there's we need to talk about this. So because me and Patrick have been trying to get this out for a while. So according to all the videos, it looks like there's actually, where you'd think there'd be substantially more room, there's actually substantially less room underneath compared to the Veloster N. So how we did it is, it starts like this. So imagine it in the car, connected, starts like this, right? Step 1 is dropping it, okay? And then it's all a method of like working it around until like this spot basically. And then we were able to rotate it like that. It comes out part way like this, continue rotating, and then it'll end up like this. That was the key. Yeah, an extremely big pain in the ass, honestly. It's actually, yeah, I mean, we've turbo swapped NA cars, done tons of work, and yeah, this was actually a pretty shitty job, honestly. Yeah, this is basically just the, I mean, obviously it's a little heat shield or protective shield on the electric power steering pump, right there. Yeah. But we weren't really sure what it was getting caught on, and again, there just isn't much content on this yet, so like it's kind of hard to tell, like, you know, how are other people getting it out? No one's done it. We just decided to clearance as much as we possibly could. We also took off the heat shield. We also took off this heat shield, which basically goes up against the firewall. So like the engine would be right here, firewall back here, just to give us some extra room. It looks like it was kind of hitting there, but we were kind of just throwing the kitchen sink at it just to see what we could do. Okay, so now we got them both off. We just thought we'd compare the two. Fortunately, it's super late, so we're probably not going to get scales. They're honestly probably pretty close to the same weight. The cast like bell mouth is definitely a good part of it. Diameter is obviously a little bit different. It looks like this is 2.5 inches, and this is either 3.5, a full 3. It's a big diameter difference. When you install it, obviously we'll have to swap over a couple things, right? So swap over the O2 sensor. So the secondary O2 goes right here, or the post cat, and then yeah, it's all put it back together in the same way you took it out. Sorry, yeah, one thing we also didn't talk about is the engine mount. So it was pretty helpful to just basically, we just loosen this one up, and we have the 6th one, but the OEM's the same design. Just so that you're able to shift the engine forward and aft.
So we also took out a bracket that held on the downpipe, and it's a little tricky to get off, but it definitely helped us get just that little bit of extra clearance. We also loosened up the intercooler, the hot side piping. These bolts were pretty easy to get to, especially if you do once, I think it was this side on the ground and this side on top. Pretty easy, just helps, again, get that little bit of extra couple millimeters that you need to get the downpipe out. If you guys are thinking about buying anything from 6 Element Engineering, you can use the coupon code PATTYBOY and you'll save 5%. You also help out the channel, so I appreciate it. Back to the video. All right, so we're currently just putting everything back together. Chances are, if you've made it this far into the install, you know what needs to go back in. We're gonna try to finish it up tonight, but there's a chance that we'll run out of time. The good news is that the old downpipe is off. We're over halfway done, so that's good.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna feel it out, see how easy this is to put in. Going gloves off, just so I get as little oil as possible. Yeah, I'm gonna try to install it in the way that it was taken out, so we'll see if that is the way to do it. I don't really know. But basically, if I remember right, in like this, rotate, and then do another rotation. So give it a rip.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's the right answer so far.
We'll keep giving it a shot, but yeah, it looks like it actually went in pretty easy. So yeah, hopefully it just kind of finishes up. We're almost there. Cool, so it is a couple days after the install. That install was not ideal,
no,
we'll say.
It sucked.
It was a little rough.
Sucked ass.
Yeah, I think all in all, it took us like 10 hours or so.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to mention, if you're going to do this install, make sure that you buy studs ahead of time or are prepared to like not drive the car for a couple days, because our stud didn't necessarily break, but it kind of got a little warped.
Well,
and we were able to make it work.
It would have broke if we just like pounded on it. I mean, to be perfectly fair, we spent 45 minutes extracting that
just
one nut,
that
just
nut.
going back and forth, spraying it back and forth. So a normal de-installation would have probably broken it, to be honest.
Yep. So heads up on that. And I mean, this is again as what, 5,000 or
it has
7,000
6,000. Yeah, about 7,000 miles.
Yeah. So it's
never
not like
seen winter in its life.
Yeah.
Ever seen rain 3 times. So I don't know if you're getting better conditions than that. Like.
Yeah. So definitely keep that in mind. Other than that, I think the biggest tip is just whatever you see, take off, right? There's no point in trying to like squeeze the downpipe out by 1 millimeter if you can save 5 millimeters by taking something off. So, couple tips.
Yeah. It's not the same as the Veloster. It looks like the Veloster N had substantially more room underneath.
Yeah.
Or on top, less. Significantly less. But you don't take the downpipe out from up top.
But anyway, so I'm happy with how it sounds. I think it's very like OEM plus. And
it is OEM plus.
Like the best thing is like when you go into normal mode, it doesn't sound like anything. It's still.
You hear that? It just like disappears. Like all the exhaust noise just completely disappears, right?
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Yeah. It's just OEM plus. Like the pops are just like a little bit more pronounced. Maybe has like a slightly, I don't know, maybe deeper exhaust note, but even then it's like barely perceivable, to be perfectly honest, unless you're in N mode, and even then it's fairly slight.
Yeah.
I actually could feel it. I didn't think you really would be able to feel it without, tuning for it and whatnot, but I feel like I felt a little bit. Nothing crazy or anything like that. I don't know, like 10 wheel horsepower tops. But.
Yeah, and we're not necessarily tuned for it yet,
We're just completely spinning.
Yeah, there was a lot of wheel spin.
A lot of wheel. We were just like sliding off.
But cool. We'll see how it kind of sounds over time. In my opinion, it's perfect. But yeah,
definitely.
Cool. Let us know if you have any questions, and yeah, look forward to a lot of more Elantra N content this year. It's gonna be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. See you guys.
Yep.